Hello everyone and welcome back to another XL Destiny video. The gameplay for Destiny 2 has finally been revealed and oh boy is it good. So Bungie dropped a million details, so many there's almost too many to go over. But if you want to watch the Vidocs that have been dropped and the trailers and the gameplay, then head on over to my channel where you guys can find all of that to view for yourself. There'll also be links in the description as well, but today, in this video, we're going to be going over 10 reasons why you should be excited for Destiny 2. So without further ado, let's jump straight in. Kicking us off at number 1, we have the story. So Ghaul, the Cabal leader of the Red Legion, has attacked the last great city and the tower, which is the hub location, the social area from the first game. And as a result of this, all the Guardians have lost not only their light and their abilities, but also their weapons and armor. The vault is gone. Say goodbye to your Fatebringer, say goodbye to your Gjallarhorn, because it is gone. And also as a result of this, the Vanguard are scattered and powerless. So each of them has dealt with this in their own way and gone off to a different planet, and it is your job to go and find and assist them and bring them back to Earth to help fight off Ghaul. So this story is very, very rich in lore and story, and it's far, far better. It's light years ahead of what Destiny 1's story was like. So I think this is probably the main reason why you should be excited for Destiny 2. That's why I've put it as number 1. And also the cinematics are amazing. If you enjoyed the cinematics from the Taken King, you're going to love Destiny 2's story because it looks like it is full of them. We also have the returning characters of Cayde 6, the fan favorite, Ikora Rey, and Zavala, and also Amanda Holliday. Everyone that we loved. We even saw the lovely Sweeper bot in the gameplay. It was great. But this is what Bungie had to say about the story themselves. Humanity has fallen to an overwhelming invasion force led by Lord Ghaul, the imposing commander of the brutal Red Legion. He has stripped Guardians of their power and forced the survivors to flee their home. Players will venture out into our solar system to discover an arsenal of weapons and devastating new combat abilities. To defeat the Red Legion and confront Ghaul, they must reunite humanity's scattered heroes, stand together, and fight back to reclaim our home. So there we have it, that is number 1, the story. Moving on to number 2, 4 new worlds or 4 new locations, however you want to put it. We have the European Dead Zone, Titan, Nessus, and Io. So basically the European Dead Zone is the largest destination yet, featuring a lush forest, an abandoned town, a whole system of caves, and a Red Legion military base to explore and contest. Moving on over to Titan, it is one of Saturn's moons where Commander Zavala has gone off to once he has been defeated by Ghaul in the start of the story. So basically the interesting thing about this planet is that there is no land on Titan. So it's just all liquid, and basically there are structures that you will navigate through. Onto the third location we have Nessus, which is a strange and unstable planetoid that has been fully consumed by the Vex, and this is where players are going to find Cayde 6, because this is where he has gone after the start of the story when the tower falls, and it's a stunning landscape of sheer walls, lush canyons, and creepy Vex caverns. Onto the last place we have Io. It's a moon of Jupiter, and this is where Ikora Rey has gone to search for answers. So Io is the last known site the Traveler visited before the Golden Age, so that's basically when the Traveler came to Earth and propelled human lifespans and made the Guardians basically. So yeah, that is the 4 new worlds, and that is number 2 on the list for 10 reasons why you should be excited for Destiny 2. Moving on over to number 3, it kind of fits in with this, the in-game map. So using the map before, you used to have to go to orbit and then pick your destination and stuff. Now you don't have to go to orbit. You can just be on patrol and say, oh, I want to go from the European Dead Zone over to Titan. You don't have to go to orbit for that anymore. You just lift straight off the European Dead Zone and go straight to Titan. Also on this in-game map, you'll be able to find public events a lot easier, and there'll also be treasure hunts on the map as well. And Also, new little side quests as well to find new loot and different secret areas on the map. So that is number 3. Moving into number 4. Number 4 is a big one. We have the Crucible. Destiny 2's Crucible is no longer 6v6. It is now 4v4 across all game modes. I'm not really sure what that means for Trials. They did mention Trials is returning. And each of the game modes has had various improvements, and they've also added a new one called Countdown. You can basically think of that as Search and Destroy from Call of Duty. So Countdown has players spawn on either offensive or defensive, and when the round ends they swap sides and roles. The goal is to plant the bomb at the enemy base and then defend it until it explodes. So each round is worth 1 point, the first team to 6 wins. To revive a teammate, you must use a revive token. I'm not really sure what that is, but if you go and search on YouTube, you will find some gameplay of people playing Countdown, and you'll be able to find out how to acquire them and whatnot. And also, power ammo is only granted to one player who pulls it. So we're going to go into power ammo a little bit later in the video. But that is it. That is the Crucible. That is one of the reasons why you should be excited for Destiny 2. Moving into the next reason, we have raids, nightfalls, and trials. The end game content is going to be so lush and so good at Destiny 2 when we hit that end game, which I don't think will be for a while either, because there is so much content in this game. So Luke Smith mentioned in the early parts of the gameplay premiere stream that only 50% of the players in Destiny had completed a raid, and this is what propelled them to fix the clan system and things like that. So their main goal was really to expand that percentage and hopefully get more players to complete these endgame activities such as the Nightfall and the raid and trial. So there's a new feature called Guided Games, which allows players to choose a clan to temporarily join up with to complete a challenge, whether it be a raid or a Nightfall, and clans will be the foundation of the community, basically is what they're trying to say, opening up higher level activities to those solo players that could not get into them beforehand. And this is what Bungie had to say about this. They said clans are a flexible team of players that offer a reward and experience system for completing activities together. Join up with your friends or discover new ones. With Guided Games, matchmaking is available for all cooperative activities, so you can stand together against all foes. Moving on to the next one, the world is open and accessible. Yes, this is something that we've wanted since the very beginning of when we were shown Destiny 1 footage. So all activities in the world can now be launched without returning to orbit, as I mentioned before. So the patrols, ambient encounters, and chests return, and there will be much more of them as well. In addition to these, you're going to have treasure maps, lost sectors, quests, new NPCs as well, and they will offer side missions called adventures. And this is what Bungie had to say about each of those different things. Adventures are shorter missions with self-contained stories for players to learn more about the Destiny 2 universe and the characters that live there. For lost sectors, they said, they are scattered enemy dungeon layers throughout the world you can discover with unique boss enemies guarding treasure to earn. So basically there's a treasure chest there, and there's a big boss as well. You have to kill the boss to get the key for that treasure chest. It's basically like dungeons from like World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV, something like that. Now we also have quests, so explore the wild frontier and gain unique items by completing small tasks found throughout the world of Destiny 2, and returning as well are public events, which are unique, optional, dynamic combat activities that players can join on the fly as they roam around the world solo or with up to 9 other players. Moving on to the next reason, the weapon types. Yes, instead of primary, secondary, and heavy, Destiny 2 will have kinetic, energy, and power class of weapon. So the power class includes new weapon types such as grenade launchers and a familiar class like a sniper rifle. Whereas the kinetic and energy ones have your hand cannons and your sidearms, your pulse rifles, your auto rifles, and the addition of an SMG. Coming off that, we have our next reason why you should be excited for Destiny 2 is the new abilities. Yes, we have 3 new subclasses, the Dawnblade, the Sentinel, and the Arcstrider. So let's start off with the Dawnblade, which is the Warlock Solar subclass. It sees the Guardian float into the air with a radiant sword, and you're able to launch waves of energy at enemies, as well as delivering a devastating melee attack. So basically it's kind of like Hammer of Soul for a Warlock, except you're flying around instead of running. For the Titan, we get the Sentinel. So the Sentinel is basically the Captain America Super. Basically, you get a void shield, you can throw it, it bounces off enemies, you can also use it to block like a sword from Destiny 1, and the attacks are just devastating as well. That is a void class for the Titan. So next up for the Hunter, we have the Arc Strider, which is the Arc ability, obviously it's in the name, and this sees a giant spear form in the Guardian's hand, and they can use that to weave and dodge and flip around, and they can use it kind of like an arc blade. Also, we did see footage of the Gunslinger and the Striker returning, and we did see in the cinematic we saw Zavala use Defender. We also saw Ikora Rey use the Nova Bomb, so I'm guessing that all of the subclasses from Destiny 1 are returning as well. And along with that, they have new skill trees that are completely different than Destiny 1's. Moving on to the next reason, the clan support. Yes, this goes back to what the Nightfall and the endgame activities were trying to go on about, with the inclusion of solo players completing the endgame activities that they wouldn't be able to do in Destiny 1, but now they're going to be able to do them in Destiny 2. So in the original Destiny, the clans, they didn't really have much to do with anything. They were just on the website, they were kind of an out of game thing. They would appear in private matches, but not really anywhere else. But now with Destiny 2's clan system, it allows the finding and joining of clans right from the menus, and also features a system where one or more members of the clan can help the entire clan earn rewards by playing events such as raids and strikes, even when the other members are not present. So this is great for different people who can't get on all the time, and people that can get on all the time, they can help each other out a little. So these clans also make a big impact in finding teams or strikes and raids with guided games feature as well, which I mentioned earlier. Moving on to the last reason why you should be excited for Destiny 2, and the reason is yes, PC. So Destiny 2 is going to be on PC, and it's going to be through Blizzard's Battle.net system. Now, the PC system will not be launching on the same day, September 8th, as the PS4 and Xbox version. It will come out at a later date that's going to be announced in a few weeks, but we do have some details on the PC version. Starting off, we have 4K resolution support. So that's 3820 by 2160. There's also an uncapped frame rate, full mouse and keyboard support with custom key mapping, text chat, adjustable field of view. There's also a detailed PC settings screen, which I'm going to throw up on screen right now for you to have a look at. And also there's monitor support for 21 by 9. So there we have it. That is 10 reasons why you should be super duper excited for Destiny 2. I am so unbelievably excited. I cannot really convey how excited I am. Like, it's ridiculous. I was so hyped during the stream. I hope you guys were too if you watched it. If not, head over onto the Destiny channel where you can see the reveal stream there in full. However, I'd like to know what you guys thought of the reveal stream. Put that in the comments section below. Let's get talking. What are you excited for? Is there something that I didn't mention in this list? If so, I want to hear about it. But until then, leaving a like and a favorite on the video would be really appreciated, and even if you could click that subscribe button if you want to, that would really help me out. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. See you later, Guardians.